Well, let me just tell you the story about why I stopped streaming. Okay, this has been really rough for me, and it's with a friend that I guess kind of is my friend, kind of isn't my friend anymore. So, I had a crush, right? And when I'm not gonna say her name because I want to respect, her not wanting to be on social media or anything. But I had a crush, and she had a boyfriend already, and I didn't know that because she never told me that before. She goes to my school. Well, she went to my school. She does online now, but she met me online. She decided to follow me. So she went to my school. So we met the next day. Okay, everything was great. Everything was dandy. Everything was great. We took a picture, and next time I saw her, which was like, I don't know what, like 2 weeks. We had the same lunch. She was just, I think, sick. It was just like a long weekend. I think. I gave her a picture frame. She doesn't want to be shown on social media either, but I'll just tell the story. I gave her a little picture frame of her and I, and she loved it. She really liked it. We took a picture together with it. And then I was going through some hard times in my life, some personal reason I'm not going to say. And the day that it started happening, she left school early because she was sick. So I thought I would see her at lunch because I was like crying that day. She called me on, because I didn't have her number yet. She called me. Well, I think somebody called her, and then they gave their phone to me to talk to her. And anyway, I was crying, and I was sad that she wasn't there. So we talked, and she said, "If you ever need me, you can text me or call me." Okay, I'm like, okay, thanks. And we hung up the phone. I was texting her the next day. She never responded. The next day after that, I texted her, and at night she finally responded. She said, "Oh yeah, I'm okay, CJ. Don't worry. I was just really sick." I'm like, "Oh okay." I was getting kind of worried there. She's like, "Oh, I'm sorry you worried, CJ." I'm like, "I'm just glad you're okay now." It felt like we were talking, and I knew she had a boyfriend then. By the way, she told me a few days before, and it still felt like we were talking and everything, and skipping to when she came back. I was so happy to see her. I got one of my friends. Okay, so one of my other friends, she looks exactly like the girl, right? And I was in theater, and I thought it was her. So I go up to her. And I'm like, "I am so glad you're back," even though I wasn't talking to the girl, I was talking to my one friend. It was embarrassing. And the worst part is that the girl I was saying that to was a senior. It was one of my friend's sisters, which is, because she looks just like the girl I liked. And I'm like, wait, is that the girl? Or is that the girl's sister? Not the girl that I have a crush on, sister, my friend's sister. I'm like, is that the girl I like? Or is that my friend's sister? Turns out, it was my friend's sister. I'm like, oh, you gotta be kidding me. Why? I am embarrassed now. And then finally I see the girl, and I think, I saw the girl. She was with her boyfriend. She acted like she was, just my friend, right, but it was, whenever it was lunch, she would always act like she liked me. But the next day, she was at lunch. She shared her drink with me out of the same cup, and she let me have the drink. So I'm like, you know what? This is golden. She's either cheating on her boyfriend for me or what. So I tell her boyfriend about it, and she got informed by him, and she told me that that's not true. I'm like, then why do you act the way you do towards me? And she's like, "'Cause I'm just being a good friend." I'm like, "Good friend? Okay." And then I'm like, "Well, are we still friends?" And she's like, I don't know anymore. And I'm like, this can't be happening. Because she was like the closest person in my life. Like, she was the one that I fully trusted, that I fully understood, that I felt really comfortable with. But she saying that she didn't know if we could be friends. I'm begging her, being like, please, please, I'm begging you. And she's like, okay, I'll give you one more chance. At lunch the next day, I asked her if I could talk to her, and then I cried on her shoulder. Okay, yes, you could think I'm a baby for that, but I'm not. Okay, I'm not. Yeah, no, I'm not. Anyway, that worked. Let me just say, every plan that I've had with that girl has worked. I don't know why, but it has. Okay, so going a few weeks or a few days later, it was a day when I didn't have lunch with her, right? I was in my 4th period. I was feeling down about something, right? And I told the girl something. I almost said her name accidentally. I told her something that happened in my life. I'm not gonna say it now because it's too personal and everything. It's sad. I told the girl what happened to me earlier, a few days earlier, and I was thinking about that thing in 4th period, right? So there's this thing called the Zen Den where you could be like alone and everything and think about what's going on, and taking a break and everything. I went in there, right? I was asking for my other friend. I'm surprised I didn't ask for her first. And then the office lady is like, oh, the girl's in soccer right now. And I'm like, and she's like, is there anyone else? I'm like, you know what? Actually, there is. And I say the girl's name. And you would think that they wouldn't be able to pull kids out of class. But you're wrong if you think that, because it happened with the girl that I like. So she comes in 15 minutes after. I don't know why it was 15 minutes, because the school is pretty big, but you know, when she got there, she sat down, we talked, I cried on her shoulder again, and then I'm like, everything my fault, blah blah blah, everything. And she's like, no, it's not your fault, everything. And she told me something personal that I'm not gonna say, but right now, right now at this day, I feel like she lied about that. I think she said that only to make me feel better, but I'm not too sure. But look, okay, I'm sorry, okay? I saw some Instagram post from someone, and it looks like they're fine. Just gonna say that. It looks like they're fine. Okay? Doesn't look like anything bad happened. But yeah, and then we hugged again. I was crying on her again, and then it felt like we were basically like cuddling at that point, because we were doing that for like, I don't know what, like 2 minutes. I did some from like a scene from the Elvis movie when Priscilla left Elvis. The girl said, I have to go, and then I'm like, no, please stay, please. And she stayed for one more minute, and that's it. And then we both left and talked a little bit more for that minute, and then we left, and everything was fine. And surprisingly, that plan worked. I don't know how. I don't know how. Okay, usually you would think it wouldn't, but no, it worked out literally the way I wanted to. And I don't know how, but it did. Anyway, skipping to January 5th, like the day was fine, right? The day was fine, okay? I sang to her at lunch that day. She loved it. And then at 9 p.m., okay, she blocked my phone number and called her on Instagram, because she still followed me on Instagram. So I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna call her on Instagram, everything, that's gonna be fine. And she said, CJ, I don't think we could be friends anymore. I'm like, why not? And she's like, because you've been lying to everyone. I'm like, are you serious? I have not been doing that again, okay? I didn't even tell anyone about anything about me and you. Which is not really. 2 weeks earlier, because I had like eye surgery for something. She helped me put in my eye drops. She put the whole bottle of eye drops in my eyes. I'm like, jeez. My eyes are burning. I didn't want to tell her because I didn't want to, you know, like make her feel bad about anything. That's why I didn't tell her about it. But like, she used the whole, like half of the bottle in my eye. Like in my one eye, she did like a lot of drops, and then the other eye, she just did like 1 drop. I'm like, why? Anyway, back to the day that she wasn't my friend. She said, I don't think we could be friends anymore, blah blah blah, lying to me. I'm like, are you serious? Right now, I have not been lying to anyone about you. It's like, okay. But she's like, but I also think that my boyfriend doesn't want you hanging around me because, you know, of the way we act towards each other. I'm in my head, well, dude, you can obviously see that it looks like we're talking. Like, seriously. But then, I'm like, in real life, I tell her this, yeah, I can see why, because it can't be real. This has to be a dream, right? And she's like, no, I'm sorry, CJ, I'm really sorry. I'm like, why do you have to do this at this hour? Why not tomorrow? Well, I mean, it was, I don't know. But then her boyfriend came in the call. He's like, yeah, bro, I don't know if you can be friends anymore. We're still cool, but you know, I just don't think you and Addie can be friends because of the way y'all been acting towards each other. I'm like, yeah. And I say to them, I don't know if I'm gonna. Sorry, this is really emotional. Even though something happened earlier with me and her recently, it was something I guess good, which I'll get back to in a bit. But I'm like, I don't know if I should be crying. I don't know if I should be just. I don't know what to do. So a few days later, I was in the worst part of my life. Like, seriously, I was mentally not good. Like, I told everyone about it, and I got some help. Don't worry, I got some help. But recently, when we came back to school, I was basically still like begging her to be my friend again. She's like, no, sorry, CJ, sorry, no. And then she got a stay away agreement from me. Basically like a restraining order, friendship divorce thing. Because we both had to sign something. And then a few days later, she left school, and she did online school. And I didn't know about it. Okay, I didn't know about it. Her sister never told me about it. But then I found out from one of her friends like a few weeks later. And then the girl was there, and I asked, is it okay if we, try again with being friends? She's like, yeah, of course. I'm like, I lay on my bed. I'm like, ugh. Like my soul left my body. And then I'm like, my heart's restored now. But now she is my friend, kind of, just has me blocked on everything. So everything is good, kind of. But when I lost her, I also lost a lot of other friends. And that's also another reason that made me depressed too, because I'm like, why am I losing every single one of my friends? But now I got them all back in like 2 days, surprisingly. Like recently, on the weekend, I got them back during 2 days. It was great. Anyway, that's gonna do it for this video. I hope y'all enjoyed. If you did, please hit that like button and subscribe. Thank you very much, and see you guys next time in a normal video, in a normal gaming video.